How hard is it really to do time in prison? Doing time in prison can be an incredibly difficult experience for a variety of reasons. The level of difficulty can depend on a number of factors, such as the length of the sentence, the security level of the prison, the inmate's personal circumstances and background, and the availability of support and resources. Some of the challenges that inmates may face include loss of freedom. When individuals are incarcerated, they are no longer able to live their lives as they normally would. They lose their freedom to move around as they please, to make choices about what they eat, wear, or do, and to spend time with their loved ones. Instead, they must abide by strict schedules, rules, and regulations that are set by the prison authorities. These rules may include things like when and where they can eat, sleep, exercise, or use the restroom. Inmates may also be subject to random searches, pat-downs, and other forms of surveillance, further limiting their autonomy and privacy. The loss of freedom can be one of the most difficult aspects of prison life and can take a toll on an individual's mental health and well-being. Physical conditions. Prison conditions can vary widely depending on the location and the security level of the facility. However, many prisons have poor living conditions, limited privacy, and a lack of basic amenities. For example, inmates may be housed in small, overcrowded cells or dormitories with little to no natural light or ventilation. They may be required to share a toilet and sink with several other inmates, and may not have access to hot water or showers on a regular basis. The food provided in prison may be of poor quality and lacking in nutritional value. Additionally, many prisons lack access to basic medical care, mental health services, or educational programs. These conditions can have a negative impact on an inmate's physical and mental health, and can make it difficult for them to maintain their well-being while incarcerated. Isolation and loneliness. When individuals are incarcerated, they are often separated from their families, friends, and support networks. They may be housed in facilities that are far away from their home communities, making it difficult for their loved ones to visit them. They may also be subject to restrictions on communication, such as limits on phone calls, email, or postal mail. These factors can contribute to feelings of loneliness and isolation, which can have a negative impact on an inmate's mental health and well-being. Additionally, inmates may feel disconnected from the outside world and may struggle to keep up with current events, trends, or developments. This can make it difficult for them to reintegrate into society once they are released from prison. Violence and safety concerns. Depending on the security level of the prison, inmates may face the threat of violence from other inmates or prison staff. High-security prisons, in particular, may be prone to violence, as inmates may be housed with other dangerous or violent offenders. Inmates may also be subject to abuse or mistreatment by prison staff, which can contribute to a culture of violence and fear. The threat of violence and safety concerns can have a significant impact on an inmate's mental health and well-being, causing them to feel anxious, fearful, or paranoid. Additionally, the risk of physical harm can make it difficult for inmates to participate in educational or vocational programs, as they may be afraid to leave their cells or interact with other inmates or staff. Mental health issues. The stress, trauma, and isolation of prison life can have a significant impact on an inmate's mental health and well-being. Inmates may be separated from their families, friends, and support networks, which can contribute to feelings of loneliness, isolation, and hopelessness. They may also be exposed to violence, abuse, or mistreatment by other inmates or prison staff, which can cause or exacerbate mental health issues such as post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, anxiety, or depression. Additionally, the lack of access to mental health services or medication can make it difficult for inmates to manage their symptoms or receive treatment for mental health conditions. In some cases, the harsh conditions of prison life can even trigger the onset of mental health issues in individuals who did not have a history of such conditions before being incarcerated. These mental health issues can have long-lasting effects on an inmate's life, and can make it difficult for them to reintegrate into society once they are released from prison. Stigma and discrimination. After serving time in prison, individuals may face significant challenges when trying to reintegrate into society. They may face stigma and discrimination from employers, landlords, and members of their community, who may view them as dangerous, untrustworthy, or undeserving of a second chance. This can make it difficult for them to find stable housing, employment, or support services, which can contribute to feelings of isolation and hopelessness. The stigma and discrimination that formerly incarcerated individuals face can also have a negative impact on their mental health and well-being, exacerbating the challenges they already face in re-establishing their lives. Moreover, the criminal justice system can impose additional penalties on individuals who have served time in prison, such as restrictions on voting rights, access to public benefits, or professional licensing. These restrictions can make it difficult for individuals to fully reintegrate into society and can limit their opportunities for personal and professional growth. Overall, the stigma and discrimination that formerly incarcerated individuals face can perpetuate cycles of poverty, crime, and recidivism, making it difficult for them to break free from the cycle of incarceration. Overall, doing time in prison can be a challenging and difficult experience that can have long-lasting effects on an individual's life. Doing time in prison can be a challenging and difficult experience that can have long-lasting effects on an individual's life. The loss of freedom, poor living conditions, isolation and loneliness, violence and safety concerns, mental health issues, and stigma and discrimination that incarcerated individuals may face can contribute to a range of physical, mental, and emotional challenges. Additionally, these challenges can make it difficult for individuals to reintegrate into society once they are released from prison, perpetuating cycles of poverty, crime, and recidivism. Therefore, it's important to focus on prevention and rehabilitation efforts to help address the underlying factors that contribute to criminal behavior and to support individuals who have been impacted by the criminal justice system in their efforts to lead productive and fulfilling lives. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like to learn new things and not miss new news.